Robert F. Kennedy Jr. isn't just talking, he's taking aim. He is targeting a list of the most dangerous foods and ingredients that, according to him, are driving a massive health crisis, and he's actively working to see them banned. We're talking about items likely sitting in your pantry, your fridge, even in your kids' lunchboxes right now. For years, maybe decades, you've heard whispers, concerns from alternative health circles about how our food supply has been compromised, how food isn't really food anymore. Now, a prominent and yes, controversial figure, RFK Jr., is amplifying these warnings, putting specific targets on the ingredients he believes are poisoning us from the inside out. He's aligning with the heretics of the medical profession, the functional medicine doctors, the naturopaths, who say the mainstream has it wrong. Today, we're not just scratching the surface. We're going deep into 5 of these targeted food categories. What are they? Why does RFK want them gone? And most importantly, what does this mean for you and your family? Get ready, because what you're about to hear might just change the way you shop, cook, and eat forever. First on RFK's list is those seemingly innocent, vibrant artificial colors. Red number 40, yellow number 5, yellow number 6, blue number 1. The list goes on. These are the synthetic petroleum-derived chemicals that make processed foods so visually appealing, especially to children. Think about those neon cereals, the rainbow candies, the brightly colored fruit snacks. RFK argues, and he's backed by a mountain of independent research and the actions of other nations, that these dyes are far from harmless. Europe, for instance, has either banned many of these or requires warning labels stating they may have an adverse effect on activity and attention in children. Why? Because the links to hyperactivity, ADHD-like symptoms, behavioral disturbances, and even allergic reactions are undeniable for a significant portion of the population. Let's take red number 3, erythrocine. RFK points out the FDA's own history with this one. It was banned for use in cosmetics and externally applied drugs way back in 1990 due to evidence linking it to thyroid cancer in animal studies. So the FDA itself acknowledged its carcinogenic potential. You can't put it on your skin, yet it's still allowed in food and ingested drugs. Does that sound like protecting public health? RFK says absolutely not. He believes these dyes are a low-hanging fruit, easily replaceable with natural colorings from fruits and vegetables, and their removal is a critical first step in cleaning up our food supply, especially for our children who are most susceptible. The second food is a ubiquitous ingredient that RFK is fiercely targeting: high fructose corn syrup, or HFCS. This ultra-processed sweetener is cheap, intensely sweet, and has infiltrated nearly every aisle of the supermarket. From the obvious culprits like sodas and sweetened beverages to unexpected places like bread, crackers, salad dressings, and even baby food. Why the intense focus from RFK? Because HFCS isn't just sugar. Its unique chemical structure, particularly its high fructose content, is metabolized primarily by the liver, much like alcohol. This can rapidly lead to non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, a condition exploding in prevalence. It also promotes insulin resistance, the precursor to type 2 diabetes, drives up triglycerides, and doesn't trigger the same satiety signals as regular glucose, meaning you eat more and still feel hungry. It's a recipe for metabolic disaster. But here's the part that RFK really hammers home: the economics of it. The production of corn, the raw material for HFCS, is massively subsidized by U.S. taxpayers. This makes HFCS artificially cheap for food manufacturers, far cheaper than natural sugars. So effectively, our government policies are incentivizing the use of an ingredient that contributes directly to the obesity and chronic disease epidemics. RFK argues that if we're using tax funds, it should be to promote health, not disease. He wants to see HFCS discouraged, especially in school meal programs and other government-funded food initiatives. He calls it a frankenfood that has no place in a healthy diet. This next one is a big one, and RFK is joining a chorus of health experts challenging decades of dietary dogma. We're talking about industrial seed oils, often marketed as vegetable oils, like canola, soybean, corn, sunflower, safflower, cottonseed, and grapeseed oils. For years, we were told these were the heart-healthy choices, superior to traditional fats like butter or lard. This advice has been a catastrophic mistake. These oils are anything but natural. Their extraction process often involves high heat, industrial solvents like hexane, a neurotoxin, bleaching, and deodorizing, processes that strip away any potential nutrients and can create harmful trans fats and oxidized byproducts even before they hit the shelves. But the main indictment is their incredibly high concentration of omega-6 polyunsaturated fatty acids, particularly linoleic acid. While omega-6 is an essential fatty acid, our ancestral diet had a ratio of omega-6 to omega-3 closer to 1:1 or 4:1. Today, thanks to the ubiquity of these seed oils in processed foods and restaurant cooking, that ratio is often 20:1 or even higher. This massive imbalance is profoundly pro-inflammatory. Chronic inflammation is now recognized as a root cause or contributor to virtually every chronic Western disease: cancer, diabetes, arthritis, autoimmune conditions, neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's, and obesity. We need to return to stable, traditional fats: extra virgin olive oil, avocado oil, coconut oil, butter, ghee, even animal fats like tallow and lard from well-raised animals. He wants these inflammatory seed oils out of school lunches and government food programs, believing their removal is crucial for reducing the burden of chronic disease. It's a direct challenge to big food and the industries that profit from these cheap, disease-promoting oils. Are you reaching for that diet zero-sugar soda, thinking you're making a healthier choice? RFK says, not so fast. He's putting artificial sweeteners squarely in his crosshairs. We're talking about chemicals like aspartame, sucralose, saccharin, and acesulfame potassium. These non-nutritive sweeteners promise the taste of sugar without the calories, a seemingly perfect solution for weight management and diabetes. A growing body of research argues they are a dangerous illusion. Studies have linked these chemical sweeteners to a host of problems. Beyond the lingering concerns about potential carcinogenicity for some, there's strong evidence they negatively impact our gut microbiome. The trillions of bacteria in our digestive system, crucial for immunity, digestion, and even mental health. An unhealthy gut is a gateway to systemic inflammation and disease. Furthermore, they can paradoxically contribute to weight gain and metabolic dysfunction. How? By tricking your brain. The intensely sweet taste signals to your body that calories are coming. When they don't arrive, it can disrupt your natural hunger cues, increase cravings for actual sugar, and even lead to an insulin response despite the lack of glucose. RFK highlights their pervasive presence in thousands of products, from diet drinks and yogurts to chewing gum, baked goods, and even children's vitamins and medications. He advocates for their removal and for educating the public about their potential harms, arguing they are another example of a better living through chemistry experiment gone wrong. And the fifth major target on RFK's list: processed meats, preserved with synthetic nitrites and nitrates. This includes many common items like hot dogs, bacon, sausages, pepperoni, ham, and most pre-packaged deli meats. These are convenience foods, staples in many households. The core issue isn't necessarily the meat itself, but the addition of synthetic sodium nitrite and sodium nitrate. These chemicals are used as preservatives to extend shelf life, prevent bacterial growth, like botulism, and give the meat that characteristic pink or red color. However, when these nitrites and nitrates are exposed to high heat during cooking, like grilling or frying, or interact with amines naturally present in meat and in our stomach acid, they can form N-nitroso compounds, most notably nitrosamines. This isn't just fringe science. The World Health Organization's International Agency for Research on Cancer, IARC, classified processed meat as a Group 1 carcinogen, meaning there's sufficient evidence it causes cancer in humans, specifically colorectal cancer. RFK argues that continuing to allow and even serve these products in government-funded programs like school lunches or SNAP is irresponsible. While some companies are now using natural sources of nitrites like celery powder, RFK's concern often focuses on the synthetic versions and the overall processing. What can you do? Start today. Become a label detective. Question everything. Choose whole, unprocessed foods whenever possible. Cook more meals at home where you control the ingredients. Support local farmers and brands that are committed to clean ingredients. Share this video with someone who truly needs to hear this. Let us know your thoughts on what RFK is aiming to achieve. I'm curious to hear your take.